'Cause I've been falling for you knee deep, been losing my mind, but you don't wanna see me. You're playing for time. 'Cause I've been falling for you knee deep, been losing my mind, but you don't wanna see me. You're playing for time. 'Cause I've been falling for you knee deep, been losing my mind, but you don't wanna see me. You're playing for time. Cause I've been falling for you knee deep, been losing my mind, but you don't wanna see me. You're playing for time. Cause I've been falling for you knee deep, been losing my mind, but you don't wanna see me. You're playing for time. Cause I've been falling for you knee deep, been losing my mind, but you don't wanna see me. You're playing for time. Cause I've been falling for you knee deep, been losing my mind, but you don't wanna see me. You're playing for time.
underway. Stamps' authority once again.
My word, this could go wrong.
On the brakes, goodness me, what a launch!
Look at that.
It just all comes down to this.
Yes, here we go. Welcome back, everyone, to the 2026 Social Challenge here with us at APC. We missed last week, unfortunately. We didn't quite get the turnout that we wanted, so we did have to cancel Silverstone Reverse. However, there may be a chance to redeem ourselves this week. As you can see, it is race number 3. It is the F2 Mystery Race. My name is Carl West W, and I will be revealing the track shortly. Just a quickly caveat, I am currently having struggles getting into the game, which means there may be a slight delay with the broadcast. But what we will do, we'll get the track reveal done, we'll get the drivers in and doing their one-shot quali lap before we go into sprint and the F2 feature race. We're taking it back to basics. DRS is back. The super soft tyres are back. It's all how we liked it from before. However, I know there's a whole bunch of drivers currently watching this stream, waiting to see what track we're going to do. So, let's go to the wheel. Every single track is on here except for the tracks that we have coming up. In fact, I think they are on there. Apart from the tracks we've got coming up. So we have got Madrid coming up and we have got Circuit of the Americas coming up. So they're not on this on the wheel, but every other track on the 2026 calendar is on here, including the reverse layouts. So what we're going to do, we're going to spin the wheel and we're going to get them off one by one. I'm going to make it quite quick because I know the drivers are keen to know what track we're going to do. So we will start with the first spin. It didn't work. I'm going to click it, do it the old school way. What's the first track that we are going to take off the wheel? It is going to be China. So I'm keeping an eye on the Discord channel as I do this, just to see if people are happy or sad about these things happening. But China's off. Let's go straight again, so we don't have to leave the drivers waiting too long. I'm very excited to be back. I'm very excited to be doing a wheel again. So Silverstone Reverse then, is it? No, it's Belgium. So Spa-Francorchamps will not be the race this week. What else is not going to come on this week? It's not going to be Suzuka. That's a shame. I think F2 cars around Suzuka would be great. I don't know if they've ever done F2 cars in Suzuka in real life. It would be great to see how that one would pan out. I'm looking forward to these different liveries as well when we get into the race. It looks like it's going to be Silverstone in one direction. It's the reverse direction. So the track that got cancelled last week, also getting cancelled this week. Next, we have got... I'm getting no reactions from the drivers so far. They are locked into this wheel. Azerbaijan, the Baku City Circuit, is also off the wheel. Next, we are going to remove... Oh, is it going to be Abu Dhabi? I don't think many people will be upset about that. Not the most popular track in the world, Abu Dhabi. It's off the wheel. Next one to be removed is going to be... that is a shame. F2 around Vegas would have been a lot of fun. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to undeafen the chat so I can hear what they're saying, but I'm going to mute myself so I can hear what they're saying now. No reverse tracks, says Lucas Aracini. It's Hungary is going to be off the calendar, I think. So I know that Netherlands reverse is not one that we're looking to have by the sounds of Owen Baldero there. It's going to be Spain, so that is the Catalonia circuit that will not be taking part this one. I know Regan does not want Miami. He is very, very vocal about that. I tell you what, I'm glad I've unmuted the chat because I'm loving hearing this conversation. Owen Baldero wants Miami, Regan does not, so that's going to be fun to see. Singapore's off then. Okay, that's a shame. That would have been a fun one, but I'll tell you what, there might have been a few crashes in them F2 cars, so I'm not too upset about that. Miami is still on there, so I'm looking forward to seeing if that one pops up, the fight between Owen Baldero and Regan. So Owen Baldero is not happy about me doing it this way, but he will get over it as Brazil's removed from the calendar. There's more jeopardy this way, Owen. More jeopardy. It's a lot more fun. It makes it more fun. Zandvoort is off the calendar. Owen Baldero not looking forward to the idea of Zandvoort reverse. And Mexico is going to be gone. Here we go. See, Lucas Saraceni said, I'd love to see Australia, and then it immediately got taken off. Here we go. We have... And Silverstone's gone. 2 reverse tracks are remaining, and I know none of the drivers want them. 6 tracks left to go. We are going to remove Monza. And Owen Baldero wants to let me know that we've been doing this for 7 minutes. It's 5 to go. Austria reverse is going to be gone, and that one comes to a lot of jubilation from the drivers. 4 remain. Which is it going to be? It's going to be Netherlands reverse, so that makes them very happy. It is going to be the Red Bull Ring, Miami, or it's going to be Canada. So the Red Bull Ring is off. It's going to be between Miami, the street circuit, and Canada. What's the consensus, guys? What do we want? Okay. Canada was the answer to that. Canada was the answer to that. Let's see which one it's going to be. I love to see Canada. It's one of my favourite tracks. It's one of my favorite... Was it going to be? It's going to be Miami. That is going to be... No, sorry, remove Miami. Sorry, I've got that completely wrong. It's Canada that's going to be. Yes, so apologies. So, here's what's going to happen. Because I'm still not able to get in the game. In fact, that's a lie. The game is now finally loading up. The game is now finally loading up for me, so I can get in the game, and I should actually be able to join them for one-shot quali. But bear with me. I'm going to throw you back to the title card, and I'll be back with you very shortly. Right, we are back. We're ready to go. And what a crazy thing that's happened already. Regan loaded up the lobby, which means our 7 drivers, unfortunately, have not had a chance to put any setups on. It's one-shot quali, so we're not going to show it because it's too hard to keep up with who's doing what. But what we are going to do is we are going to go to the current standings. There we go. broadcast so that we can see what the qualifying order is going to be. And it's going to be Knight Rider. First time in the Social Challenge, first time racing in any APC lobby. Is currently the fastest. It's going to be Ollie Call It then in second with Suspension 4177. Another new one to APC. And why did that happen? Why did that happen? It disappeared off the screen. Not ideal. We will do it this way. Okay, so obviously it's a reverse grid sprint. For anyone who's new to F2, it's a reverse grid sprint. So, yeah, Lucas Orsini was in 4th, Brian Moore in 5th, Owen Baldero in 6th, and Regan in 7th. And that's basically down to what order they disqualified in. So, the quicker they disqualified, the earlier they disqualified, the lower down the order they are. I'm getting an encoding error on my game, which is not ideal, but we'll ignore that for now. But yes, it's a reverse grid sprint. It's going to be... I actually don't know how many laps it's going to be, but it's not going to be many laps for these drivers, and this should be fun. We've got the Dams livery, the Invicta livery, the Prema Racing livery twice, ARTGP, and the Campos drivers. Interesting thought process on this. The Prema drivers and the Campos drivers will not be able to pit at the same time, as they will be in the same place in the pit lane, so that's not ideal for them. But all the other drivers will be absolutely fine. But do bear with me while I quickly just get up some data. Just checking if we have Formation Lap on, because Owen Baldero set this lobby up, so I have no idea if he's got that on. I need to know if I need to be ready or not. Formation Lap is on. That's good. That gives us a bit of time. So what's going to be going through these drivers' heads then? Well, it's going to be how do they adapt to the cars. So I know a lot of the drivers weren't happy with the cars after quali. They felt that they need setups. They don't have setups ready. You know, not a lot of people have F2 setups, unfortunately. So they are feeling a little bit like ducks out of the water, which I think was kind of the point of this social challenge, really. The point was we wanted to see what drivers can do in their not normal environment. So just on that, let's remind ourselves then what this calendar is going to look like as the formation lap does get underway. So next time it will be the Madring. It'll be the first time our drivers have driven at the Madring. Well, no, it's probably not the first time, but the first time they've done it competitively in an APC lobby. So looking forward to seeing what they've learned. I know there's been an update as there was a lot of drivers concerned about the way you could cut the one of the chicanes. So they've had an update in the game where there's big sausage curbs and there is no way you can get over those sausage curbs without completely jumping the corner. So not ideal. And then we'll finish off this 5-race challenge on the 14th of July at the Circuit of the Americas, where there will be no rules. 0 rules to speak of. You can do whatever you like and go whichever way you like. So that is going to be fun to watch. But as we go back to the drivers who are currently running around the... What is this circuit called again? I've completely forgotten. It's the Circuit Jules Villeneuve now? Am I making that up? I don't know why I'm looking on there like that. Might tell me. Yeah, I believe it is. I'll tell you what. In fact, it's on my data screen, which I paused the game to get up. So why get a data screen up, Carl? If you're not going to look at it, it is the Circuit Jules Villeneuve in Montreal. I'm just going to do one more little thing. There we go. That gives me corner numbers as we are now going down Casino Straight. Once again, my name is Carl West W. We're here for the APC 2026 Social Challenge. And we're doing F2 drive, F2, yeah, I can't speak anymore. F2 race here at Circuit Jules Villeneuve. It's 7 drivers. We have 5 from APC and 2 non-current championship drivers on the grid. However, these drivers may well look to apply for the next season. So, yeah, this is almost a little bit of a test bed for them to show them what our drivers are like. It's a shame Andrew Chenkovan isn't going to be here for this one, but he unfortunately is not going to take part in the rest of this challenge, but he assures us that he will be back for the main. I'm going to get rid of that because that's really annoying me. The main season, which I very much look forward to. Really good. We'll start the sprint race here in Canada on pole position. Then we are waiting for the driver to come next to him. The driver next to him in the Invicta is Owen Boldero, who's going to be the first in to turn 1 as there's a light missing, but it's there now, and it's going to be Regan who's going to get off the line without any problems there as we're underway here at Canada in the pink BWT liveried damned racing car. But it looks like Owen Boldero in the Invicta is going to go around the outside, which then becomes the inside, and it looks like Owen Boldero, the APC admin in Fornaroli's car in the yellow Invicta, has got the lead there. It looks like some changes further back then. Ollie Corlett and suspension 4177 having a bit of a battle further back. It looks like it's a bit of a melee back there as suspension in Mansell's liveried Prema car there. I say what, I don't commentate on F2 very often, so it's going to be very hard to keep up. It looks like we've got the 2 Red Bull livery cars, 2 Campuses, Ollie Corlett and Knight Rider 10123. Luckily I do watch Formula 2, so I do kind of know the cars, but this is last year's cars, of course, so do I remember whose cars they are? No, I don't. I think one of those cars is Arvid Lindblad's, but the other one, I can't remember. Red Bull have dropped so many drivers off of their... as Lucas Seracini in the pink ART car is facing the wrong way. No, it's not. It's Brian Moore, apologies, in the pink Prema. I can't even remember whose car that one is. Whose car? Who had the pink Prema last season? I don't remember. He's facing the wrong way, and that's allowed Lucas Seracini to get in third as they all approach the Wall of Champions. Let's stay on board with Brian Moore and see if he can keep it out of the Wall of Champions. I'm sure he'd love to be going down with the likes of Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button, but he keeps it out of the wall. Everyone keeps it out of the Wall of Champions, and it's the yellow Invicta of Owen Boldero who leads here at Canada. Now the 2 Red Bull livery cars going side by side. Knight Rider wants a bit of Ollie Corlett. Ollie Corlett shuts the door on him very quickly, and this may well bring Owen Boldero, not Owen Boldero, it's definitely Brian Moore into this once again, but he has a 3-second time penalty, so that is going to ruin his race. 14 laps is the sprint here in Canada, and it looks like it's going to be Knight Rider 10123 as Ollie Corlett went deep into the corner, and Knight Rider 10123 is now in the P4 position. There's a time penalty for that. Was very late coming up on my timing screen there. We know. I tell you what, let's have a quick look at the tyres. I've realised we've not looked at these. What are the drivers doing? They're all on soft tyres. I mean, yeah, they're all going to run to the end on soft tyres, aren't they? Here in the sprint. Looks like Knight Rider's gone deep, and the Red Bull liveried cars are going to be side by side again as we approach the Wall of Champions on the final chicane. The DRS is open. There is DRS still in Formula 2, and it is Arvid Lindblad's car that we are looking at there in one of the campuses, and Ollie Corlett's going to hold it round the outside. Ollie Corlett looked like he actually might have lost out there as Brian Moore. Why do I keep getting Owen Boldero and Brian Moore mixed up? I have no idea. But it looks like Brian Moore is going to try and get back into the fight. Let's have a quick look. It is, okay, yeah, Pepe Marti, who was driving the Red Bull livery Campos. The other Red Bull livery Campos last year, of course. Pepe Marti now driving in Formula E and doing very well in the Cooper Kiro alongside the well-known in Formula 2 Dan Ticktum. And they are a force to be reckoned with in Formula E. I tell you what, if they had a Formula E game, I would be all over that. They do Formula E for R Factor 2. I've actually driven it. I've been to the London E Prix every year since they've had it at Excel, and they always have the sims there. So we always go on it, me and my brother and my friend James, we always go on it first thing because that queue for the sim gets very, very long. So the first thing you do when you go into Formula E, into any Formula E race, into the fan village, straight on the sims, have a bit of fun, and then go and watch some racing. It all happens in one day there, so you get to see everything. But enough of Formula E. I'll tell you what, actually, Brands Hatch. Formula E going to Brands Hatch. That is going to be fun to see, as it's a 3-second time penalty for Regan for multiple warnings. But I'll tell you something, he is extremely close to Owen Boldero. This fight is getting hot, and somebody's left because we're migrating host. It looks like Owen Boldero has been disconnected from the session. What has happened to Mr. Boldero? And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. I do not have my track map up. Not very good, is it, of me this week? It's only a social challenge. No idea what's happened there. We continue with Owen Boldero. I'm sure will be trying to get himself back into the lobby. No idea what's happened to Owen Boldero. I tell you what, somebody needs to invite him back in. I hope somebody has. I mean, I'd love to, but I'm kind of trying to commentate. It looks like Knight Rider 10123 is suddenly catching the back of Luca Serafini. What's happened to Luca Serafini in the blue liveried ART Grand Prix car? That, of course, being the old livery for Victor Martins. Victor Martins, of course, used to be a Williams Junior. He's now moved to the Alpine Junior team. So he also runs in the pink BWT livery. But yeah, that's in the current season. But yeah, last season he ran in the Williams livery. 3 second time penalty for Knight Rider 10123. It looks like Owen Boldero, who is currently a ghost. Lucas Serafini and suspension 4177. The only driver still currently to not have any penalties. But I can see from my timing screen that suspension 4177 has 2 warnings. So 1 more. And he will also get a 3 second penalty as the ghosted Owen Boldero has now been overtaken by Lucas Serafini and Knight Rider. We'll stay on board with this battle, because this looks like it's going to be a fun one. What is going to happen here? We'll stay on board Knight Rider. Let's go on board actually with Knight Rider as he's got the exit. What a fantastic exit from Knight Rider 10123 as Ollie Corlett gets himself another 3 second penalty for good measure. And that is millimetre perfect from Lucas Serafini behind. He is fighting this well. Knight Rider 10123 has really found his feet in the second half of this. He's got used to this F2 car, this Campos car in the Red Bull livery. He's got used to it, and he is ready to fight for the win here today. I'm just seeing Owen Boldero doesn't appear to be in the Discord channel anymore either, so no idea what's happened to him. Lucas Serafini left in the dust currently. What has happened there? From fighting his teammate, Ollie Corlett, back down in 5th position to now fighting for 2nd place with Lucas Serafini. Ollie Corlett really has found his feet, but I tell you something, Lucas Serafini had a fantastic run through the final chicane and on board with the Victor Martins Williams liveried car. And suspension 4177 has retired even though he was guaranteed points. I'm not quite sure why he's done that, if I'm honest. And that is a slide for Lucas Serafini in the ART Grand Prix car. That's not great. He's lost DRS with another 8 laps. 8 laps? 8 laps. Still to go. What's happened to suspension 4177 then? That I do not know. I'm going to go silent for a minute while I jump into the driver's chat. One thing I'm going to do in between the sprint and the feature is that I am going to map a button to my stream deck where I can deafen and undeafen the Discord channel. But so apologies for the full screen there. I don't know what's happened to suspension and whether he'll be in the main feature race. Owen Boldero looks like he was invited there. Maybe he was, but as soon as I invited him, he's suddenly back in the race. But he wasn't until that. So will he jump into Fornaroli's car? It's still Ghost at the moment. We will continue. I tell you what, I'm a bit confused because it says Fornaroli's car, but the wheel says Roman Stanek. So I don't actually know whose car this is, if I'm honest. Maybe Fornaroli, maybe they sponsored both cars. I'm not too sure. That's very confusing. I'll look into that a little bit later. It looks like this is going to be it then for the rest of this race. Owen Baldero struggling to get himself into the chat. But yeah, not a lot of chat going on in that one. And this, unfortunately, I tell you what, Lucas Seracini, it's a hell of a run through that final chicane. And another 3-second time limit for Ollie Corbett. As we get into the final stage of this race, then let's get up the penalties. Just really what buttons they are. And there they are. As it currently stands, I mean, there's not a lot's going to happen. Lucas Seracini could win this race, and that is a 3-second time penalty for Lucas Seracini there. Looks like there was the prema of Brian Moore who brought out the yellow flag down the pit straight. But if Lucas Seracini, I'll tell you, Lucas Seracini can't go for the win now, can he? Because he also has that 3-second penalty, unless we can get some more. But at the moment, Owen Baldero is the only one that's penalty-less, although he has only contested half the race so far. It's mostly been a go. So look at that from Lucas Seracini. He is so much faster through that part of the track. Will he have a go at Knight Rider 10123 down Casino Straight? We'll stay on board with him, and we will see different lines from the two drivers. The ALT Williams livery driver, Lucas Seracini, smashes out the exit, foot to the floor, and he will try and hunt down Knight Rider 10123 in that Red Bull livery car ahead. I'd say, look how Knight Rider pulled away there. I think he is running a hell of a lot less downforce than Lucas Seracini. That's what I'm seeing. Watch how much Lucas Seracini closes up through here. Look at that. The downforce on Lucas' car is absolutely amazing. He will have the DRS to boot, and the Red Bull livery Campos of Knight Rider behind will settle in. He'll have another chance a little bit later on. It's a little bit of a slide through turn 1 from Lucas Seracini, and he's lost the back end again, and that has let Knight Rider 10123 come back through. That was not a great way to go through those corners there, but I tell you something, that's another 3-second time penalty for Cobble to cut in there. We saw that live on screen, Knight Rider, and that's 9 seconds worth of penalties for Knight Rider. This basically guarantees the win for Regan, and almost guarantees P2 for Lucas Seracini. But let's see this then. You can see how much faster Knight Rider is in a straight line, but Lucas Seracini can do so much more around the corners, but that he had to back out of. He was given no space. He would not be happy about that one, and he will want some revenge on the Knight Rider. Revenge by overtaking, of course. Nothing else, nothing crazy. But yes, this is it at the moment. But look at that. Look, that's just what I'm trying to say. There is very little downforce on that Red Bull livery Campos, but so much more on Lucas Seracini's car. And he will be liking his chances as they currently stand. He's coming down Casino Straight in to the final chicane and past the Wall of Champions. Watch this again. He will get the exit. He will have a run. And he will try and come past Knight Rider into turn 1. Knight Rider defends with that low drag car. And Lucas Seracini has nothing he can do. Luca doesn't need to take any risks here. He has 6 seconds in hand, and he's not being hassled by Ollie Corlett behind. 2 different lines there for both drivers, but Lucas Seracini is going to try around the outside here. No, he thinks better of that one, and I think that was smart of him there. 2 tenths is the gap between these 2 drivers. We do not want to see anything else right now. This is all we want to see. I'll tell you something though. Owen Baldero is currently falling back ever so slowly into the arms of the Prema racer behind of Brian Moore, but Brian Moore has 6 seconds worth of penalties. So if he did get past Owen Baldero, it will all be in vain. Owen Baldero, I believe, is in there. He's not here. He's also not driving still. And that, just as we went off board, what happened to Lucas Seracini? He was basically guaranteed 2nd place. He must have taken too much of a risk. That's unfortunate. The other Campos car, Ollie Corlett, goes past. And that is unfortunate for Lucas Seracini there. Now then, Lucas Seracini still has the chance of a podium here. He has 6 seconds in hand. He's 3.5 behind Ollie Corlett, but he has got a broken front wing. The left end plate is missing. What's happened to Regan? He's boxed. How bored do you have to be to box in a sprint race? And there's another 3-second penalty there for Lucas Seracini, so that kind of guarantees him. 4th, doesn't it, really? There you go. So there he goes. So I'll tell you what, he had the gap, and I only call it just let him past. He is not helping his team out. Of course, there's no actual team standings this season, but it is. They are still teammates after all. What tie did he put on? I'm assuming he put on the Super Softs. Let's have a quick look. He's put another set of softs. Regan, why did you put on the softs? Anyway, he only needs to be within 6 seconds of Knight Rider, so that should be easy for him in this car. Let's go on board and double check. Whose car? Who drove the Dams in the BWT livery? Was it Kushmini? I feel like it must have been Kushmini. No? Who was it? I'm not too sure. Anyway, I'll look into that in a bit. I'll tell you what, I'm going to look into that right now. There's not a lot else going on the track at the moment. Let's have a little look. Dams drivers 2025. It was Jack Crawford and Kushmini. So yes, it is Kushmini's car that he's driving. Yeah. So let's see how we go. Oh, Brian Moore is on the back. Oh, because Owen Valdera is not in the session currently. So that's gone well. He's not been able to get past the coast. Oh dear. I'm wondering if these drivers actually want to have a feature race after this one. Mandatory pit stop, of course, in the feature race. And well, who's got the yellow? It looks like it's Luca Seracini again. It's all falling apart for Luca Seracini. What has happened to the APC driver? Knight Rider appears to have left the session from the lead. Oh no, what's happened there? You are joking. This is so up and down. We'll have to try and get all the drivers back before the feature race. There are 2 laps to go then, and it looks like this is going to be an easy win for Regan. What has happened to Knight Rider 10123? I'm going to join the chat and find out. Apologies about that. I am back, and we are on the final lap, racing. It looks like Knight Rider's had a bit of an issue. We'll try and get him back in for the feature race, but Regan is going to take a comfortable win, it would seem, in Kushmini's car in that Dams. It's going to be a double podium for the Campos drivers. Lucas Seracini's had a nightmare of a second half. and then Brian Moore and Owen Boldero will prop up the field from the back. Regan Weaving down at the Casino Straight then. One more time past World Champions. He will win the 2026 Social Challenge. Race number 3, sprint race here in Canada. It looks like Knight Rider on his debut with ABC, despite disconnecting, will still take the second position here in Canada with his teammate Ollie Corlett in third position. Lucas Aracini will take his time. He'll get across the line eventually. Brian Moore from the Isle of Man will also get across the line. In fact, he's very close to Lucas Aracini, but has more penalties, so fighting him would be futile. And the ghosted Owen Boldero will come by in 6th. We will pause shortly after this one. We'll go back to the title screen while we try and get Knight Rider and Owen Boldero back into the session. But a fantastic win from Regan. Finally on that podium. Let's see if he can do it again in the actual season. We'll run through the current result and we will go into the race screen. I will mute myself and we will try and get the 3 missing drivers actually, I think suspension's still here, back into the session. From what I understand, Knight Rider ended up going back to the result screen for some reason, which was very odd. Don't hear that happening very often. But there's the Dams driver. Regan is on the top step. The 2 Rebel Liveries Campos drivers, Molly call it, and Knight Rider will take the other 2 positions on the podium. Feature race to come. Let's have a quick look at the sprint results. The reverse grid sprint, Regan wins. Fantastic, actually, from, I don't know where he started, but he wins this one. Knight Rider in 2nd, Ollie Corlett and Lucas Aracini in 3rd and 4th. Brian Moore, Owen Boldero and suspension 4177 round off the grid. Let's go to the card. And I am going to mute myself for a bit while we try and sort out the drivers. Okay, I am back, and I have remembered to unmute this time, so well done me. It is all about me. So, welcome back. My name's Carl SW. We are getting ready for the feature race here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and the drivers are currently going on to the formation lap, although I have seen Knight Rider disconnect once again, so he's not going to be very pleased about that one. Let's remind ourselves of the calendar for this season. This 2026 social challenge. Just a reminder, this is not the full ABC season. This is a bit of off-season fun. We're here in F2 cars. Next race will be at the brand new Mad Ring, and the final race of this challenge will be zero rules, no rules at all, around the Circuit of the Americas, which has also been recently mentioned as a new track for Formula E. Circuit of the Americas, Brands Hatch and Zandvoort. So that are going to be great circuits. Why need to stop talking about Formula E? I don't know. It's the two Campos drivers then who are going to be on the front row. If Knight Rider can get himself back into the lobby, that is, he'll need Ollie to invite him in. I believe Ollie is the only person he knows in the lobby. Suspension 4177. I don't know if he returned. Looks like he didn't. He will line up in third. Lucas Orsini in fourth. Can he keep it out of the wall? I'm not holding my breath after what happened. He didn't even need to push that hard in the last race, but he did. Brian Moore in fifth position. Owen Boldero also ghosted in sixth. And Regan, who won the last race, will be starting at the very back. Will it be a last to first challenge for Regan Harding? I look forward to finding out. I think this order will be fun to watch. Is he back, Knight Rider? He's not. I don't know what's going on with Knight Rider. I'm going to quickly find out as I map the buttons now. No, apparently I can't. Let me... I need to authorize it to do so. Let's try that. That worked. Knight Rider, are you joining us? What's happening? On the grid, be quick. He is getting himself back into the lobby. Hopefully he will be here to join us very soon. We just had a message from somebody saying when his race start. I don't know where you were, but what's going to happen off the start line here then. It's the two Camposes on the front row. The Dams of Regan is lining up at the back of the grid. I can see him on my tracker. You can't see him on screen, but believe me, it's happening. What is going to happen when we get lights out here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve? It's going to be the Campos driver of Knight Rider on the right. It's going to be the Campos driver of Ollie Corlett on the left. The lights are messing around. Who's going to have it as we are underway here at Canada? And it's a great start from Ollie Corlett. Of course, it looks like Knight Rider has not returned to the session just yet. He's trying to get himself in. He will have to fight his way back from whatever position he ends up with when he finishes, when he finally gets back into the lobby. Regan already up to fifth position in past the two ghosted cars behind. That's actually no surprise. He's going side by side with the other pink BWT liveried car of Brian Moore, and Brian Moore does not make that to the half win. I have no problem. Oh wow, my throat did not like me speaking there. I thought my throat was starting to get a bit crackly, and then it decided to absolutely make me choke on absolutely nothing. The gaps are opening up, and Ollie Corlett is currently in the lead with Lucas Serafini in second position. And Regan already up to third position and in the DRS of Lucas Serafini. Purple, sector 2 for Regan, and that is confirmed by my timing screen. It's of course a purple challenge in F2 cars. Is that his calling? And I think that was Lucas Serafini, a little tap with the Wall of Champions. He'll get away with that this time, but that has put Regan right on the back of him. And Regan, we wanted to make light work of him very, very soon. He's got a great setup on, and he's gone again, has Lucas Serafini. What is he doing? He can't keep it out of the wall. He can't keep it in a straight line here at Canada. And he needs to calm down, regroup, as Brian Moore also gets past him into turn number 3. looks like Lucas Orosini wants to get back past Brian Moore. Brian Moore defends, and Lucas Orosini loses the back end over the curb there. He needs to be a lot more careful of that with everything that is going on. I've been requested to give Knight Rider an invite. It's not a good time as there is some on-track action. I will try and do that shortly. Ollie Corlett, his friend, I'm not surprised he isn't doing it. He's currently leading the race and he needs to concentrate as there is a fast-charging Regan coming up behind him very, very quickly. 20 laps here in the feature race with a mandatory pit stop which can only be served after lap number 6. That is in real life at least. All was Brian Moore, hits all the champions, and gets a penalty for his troubles. That feels a bit unfair, doesn't it? It looks like, yeah, it's after lap 6 in real life. I'm not sure what the rule is when it comes to the 25% lobby. Every driver is on the Purple Wall Super Soft. Bring them back in Formula 1. That's what I say. Because they look fantastic. And it's better than having more than one compound of soft tyres. We're staying on board with this one, Brian Moore. Defending very well from Lucas Orosini. Gets a wobble through there though. Luca tries to go on the outside but doesn't quite pay it off as he has to avoid the snap from Brian Moore. It's a penalty already for Ollie Corlett. He's pushing too hard but he has got Regan bearing down on him, so I am not surprised. Let me quickly see if I have Knight Rider on my friends list. I don't think I do. I did. Okay, there we go. Who knew? I had no idea what I had in there. Let's have a look at the battle for the front because it's very close now. It's hotting up from the lead as Regan is all over the back of the Campos driver. Ollie Corlett ahead. And Ollie Corlett may defend. He tries to defend. Regan says, I don't care what you do. My pink car is going past your Red Bull liveried car. And that is that. I don't know why I mentioned the livery so much. I think it's because it's confusing sometimes when you see two pink BWT liveries but they're not teammates. They are different cars, they're not teammates at all. And Brian Moore has rejoined the voice chat. I can see there, it looks like Brian Moore is still defending from Lucas Orosini here. I'm going to listen in to the chat. Lucas Orosini tried to go past again. I'm going to have a quick listen to the chat. I'm going to mute myself. So I've muted myself, but I'm listening to the chat and hearing what they're doing. Brian Moore in the midst of battle with Lucas Orosini is also trying to help Knight Rider get himself into the lobby. Oh, he's gone all over the curb there, Lucas Orosini. It hasn't paid off for him. Did he get a warning? Looking at my screen, he did not get a warning. He got away with that one somehow. Well done for Lucas Orosini. He's going to try and put his nose up the inside, the Williams livery car, and he's got a 3-second penalty for his troubles. These two drivers are now on par with each other. And this is now for position. Regan took too much curb. And he is trying to stay ahead of Ollie Corlett, who has stayed with him. Look, here he is. Ollie Corlett has not let Regan get away. These two drivers have had a very, very quiet season. And he's in the wall, Ollie Corlett. Straight into the wall of champions. And that is his right end plate done. Lucas Orosini and Brian Moore go side by side down the pit straight. Will he finally pull this one off? I think Brian looks like he's going to break later. He's got a much slipperier livery, it would seem. Lucas Orosini goes around the outside to become the inside. He doesn't pull that one off. And he is now still stuck behind the pink Brian Moore. That sounded very weird, didn't it? But Brian Moore isn't pink, but his car livery is pink. It's BWT. I mean, I've always wondered, I want to quickly just say this while this is going on. How come Alpine, they don't put their livery on their junior cars? They put the BWT livery, and Brian Moore, he's had a mare, he's forgotten how to drive, and Lucas Orosini says, thanks very much, I'm going to go past, I've got DRS, so I'm going to run away. Goodbye in your pink livery. Brian Moore says, I don't think so, I'm coming back up the inside, have a bit of that, and look at my rain light behind. This is a hot battle, isn't it, between the two of them? I will go back to what I was saying in a minute. But right now, I'm keeping an eye on what these two are doing. Ollie Corlett has been dropped by Regan. And he's gone deep, Brian Moore. He's tried to accelerate out of it. He's at the wall. Lucas Orosini's had a bad exit, though. So it looks like Brian Moore is going to come past once again. But I think Lucas Orosini will have the DRS. He does. And he also got the inside line. So this looks like it's finally done. It's not finally done. Brian Moore forgets he's there. Has a little bit of a love tap. But Brian Moore must have a very, very low downforce setup to be able to pull away like that. is unbelievable. I think Lucas Saraceni's got too much downforce on that car, and that is unfortunate for him. I'm listening into the chat. Somebody sounds like they're eating biscuits, which is extremely annoying. I don't know who that is. I'm trying to see who lights up. It sounds like Lucas Saraceni. I don't know if he's eating or if he's just got a really bad microphone. But it looks like the ghosted cars at the back, they're fighting each other. So this is fun. They are actually penetrating each other right now. This is not good for our audience. I have set the YouTube algorithm to know this is not for kids, and I think this is probably exactly why. This is strange. This is very strange. In my short commentary career so far, I've not seen anything like this. Looks like they've sorted it out a little bit, and the Roma car suspension 4177 is ahead of Owen Baldero. These two still battling it out. I'm hearing them apologise in the Discord channel, so they're being very cordial. But as it currently stands, Lucas Saraceni has absolutely no chance of getting past Brian Moore. So looking forward to seeing how this one pans out. We are on lap 7, which means every single driver can now pit if they want to. They can get off those super softs whenever they feel like it. But who's going to pull the trigger first? Is it going to be Regan? Is it going to be Ollie Corlett? Is it going to be Brian Moore? Is it going to be Lucas Saraceni? Or is it going to be Knight Rider? 101, 2, 3. As we came off there, we completely missed it. We went to have a little look at Knight Rider, and then all of a sudden it all kicked off, and Brian Moore said, forget that corner, we don't need it. And he's done a Vettel there. He's done a Seb Vettel, and he's going to go change the boards after the race. Will Brian Moore have a chance to come back at Lucas Saraceni, or is this Lucas' chance to run away? If Lucas keeps driving like that round corners, then absolutely no chance is he going to run away. And Brian Moore is going to do what he's about to do now, go onto the grass, go around the outside, go deep, and then have to completely cut the corner. Knight Rider's now involved in this battle. This two-car battle has become a 3-car battle, and Knight Rider is at the inside of Brian Moore, and that is fantastic. Ollie Corlett then, and his quest for his first win here as a 10-second penalty for speeding the pit lane. Didn't he do that in the main race as well? So he did learn as those glowing discs are glowing in the pit lane. Looks like he's the only driver who's going to put it in the pit lane. He is the only driver who's going to put it in the pit lane. These three are still at it. Lucas Saraceni, Knight Rider, and Brian Moore. Will they get ahead of Ollie Corlett? Not that's going to make any difference. I want to know if Ollie Corlett's going to come out in traffic here. I think he is. Ollie Corlett has not called this well. He's not changed his wing, and he has come out in this traffic. He expected these drivers to stop. They didn't stop, and now he needs to get past it as soon as possible in his fight with Regan Harding, but he is going to be held up, unfortunately. It looks like these races may come undone there, and he's gone into the back of Brian Moore, and that's his other end plate done. That's Ollie Corlett's race completely done then, unfortunately. Has that damaged Brian Moore's car? I think Brian's come out of that unscathed, but he needs to get back past. He's now lost touch to Knight Rider and Lucas Saraceni. Let's have a look then. Is Regan going to go in the pit lane? Regan's gone again. He's going to keep pushing these Purple Wolf super soft tyres as long as he can. But he does have a pit stop gap to the cars behind, so he may as well. These two ghosted cars still having a bit of fun. Knight Rider will want to have a bit of fun with Lucas Saraceni. He's up the inside. Is he going to try and go into the pit lane though? Because this could be messy if he does. They don't. They both go through the final chicane. Both go past World Champions. They both lose the back end, and they both go down the pit straight. 10-second time penalty for speed in the pit lane for Brian Moore. So they're all getting caught out by this tricky pit lane then. Ollie Corlett has also boxed again, so he will change that front wing, and he will try and salvage some good points out of this one. He's got a good gap with the two coaster cars behind. He's serving his 10 seconds as well. This is going to be a painful pit stop for Ollie Corlett. Looks like the Invicta car will come in. Are they wet tyres? They're not wet tyres. No, they were wet tyres. They changed the soft last minute. What was that? That was a weird visual glitch. It looks like Ollie Corlett has got out ahead of the ghosted car of Owen Boldero. He'll be pleased about that. These two are still going at it. Knight Rider and Luca Serafini continuing to go at it hard here. But I feel like they need to stop through. And Regan's also been done by the pit lane speed limiter. So this changes the complexion of this race. Because he will not want to have to go into that pit lane again. Did Owen Boldero turn on safety cars? That's what I want to know. I feel like he did. We'll see if these two box. If they box, I'll have a quick look in the settings. It's a no from Knight Rider. And it's a no from Luca Serafini. What are they playing at here? Safety car is on, and safety car is on standard. Regan, I think he's come out behind the two of them. He's been on the grass. He's done that thing that you see a lot of F2 drivers actually do in real life, where they've gone too deep on exit. They forget the tyres are cold. F2 tyres are not put in tyre blankets. They need to be warmed up on track. And if you try and come out of the pit lane too hot, you will completely miss the corner, and you will go straight on. But I'll tell you something, this looks comfortable for Regan. He's going to try and get... We just need to get past these two. These two need to stop. So the 10-second penalty probably isn't even going to do much for him. Suspension for 177 into the pit lane. Will the ghosted car of Owen Boldero get past him? I'll tell you something, it's going to be very tight. It's going to be very tight. There they are, both in the same shot. Is Owen Boldero's car going to get past? They're side by side. They're going to keep going up. These two are not going to be able to leave each other alone all race long, are they? These two are going to battle it out to the very end. I'm looking forward to seeing which one of those actually gets more points, because you know, there are points this season. So one of them's going to get more points based on their AI. Knight Rider 10123 has had enough of that. He pulls into the pit lane. He will bolt on a fresh set of soft tyres. Luca Serafini then currently in the lead, 6 seconds to, and he's spun it. Luca, what are you doing? Why can't you keep it in a straight line? I don't understand this, boy. I was about to say that Regan was struggling and he might have a chance, but I immediately take that back. I think his tyres are dead. Has he got a puncture? Has he got a puncture? No, he's just, the tyres are just dead. I don't think he's got a puncture. Let me find out. Luke, have we got a puncture or we just lost talent? Cool. It's just a loss of talent for Luca Serafini, unfortunately. So that is going to be the end of his hopes of second or even the win, because it was potentially on with Regan struggling and Regan with a 10-second penalty. Knight Rider then will have a good chance at second position, and he'll be hoping that he can hunt down that 10-second gap on Regan Harding. Knight Rider, of course, does not have any penalties yet. I'm looking at my screen. I can't see any warnings on there, but I'm not scrolling back. I can actually scroll back. Oh, I can scroll back to check. Okay, so Knight Rider. Knight Rider does have at least one warning. Does have at least one warning then, Knight Rider, potentially two. So he needs to be careful because he could have the win here. He's looking to hunt down Regan Harding, who I believe only has the 10 seconds. He may have more. Let's have a quick look. You know what Regan's like. We know Regan very well. He loves to get penalties. He's got 16 seconds. Oh, I did not know that. The current gap to Knight Rider is 19. Oh, now this has brought jeopardy into this race. Knight Rider might have a chance at the win here in his first feature race here in APC. Of course, this isn't the main season, of course, as we've mentioned a few times. This is just a social challenge. That's why we have drivers here who don't normally race with us. It's a bit of fun. We allow drivers to be invited from our partner leagues, and friends of our current drivers also allowed in. I believe Knight Rider was actually brought in by Ollie Corlett, so that is why he is here. It's yet to be seen if he'll join the main season. Registrations, of course, for the main season open in a couple of weeks' time. Probably I think it's in a week or so. More information will come about that in next week's broadcast. So be sure to join us and stick around for that one. 2 races left here in the social challenge. I'm really hoping at some point we get Joseph back in one of these cars. That's something I'd love to see. I know he's thought about it, but I know he's a very busy man. He's also enjoying his off-season, doing all sorts of different things. Of course, he gets to do some very exciting commentary jobs in real life as well as in the esports community. But hopefully we see Joseph back very soon. I'd love to see Gianuzzi drive with our drivers as well. That would be fun. And I'd love to see the likes of Pyro and Liam Borda come back for a race or two, because that was a fun race around Monaco. If you were here for Monaco, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about. If you weren't, look back. You can see it on the YouTube. Go to the live tab on the channel and watch that one back, because it was a spicy race between the two guys from the Pyro XLR League, one of our partner leagues, and a league that I commentate on, actually. Not this season, however. Not this season. I'm not available on Sundays, unfortunately. But one thing I can say is that Knight Rider is not doing enough to get himself into Regan's penalty window. And with that kind of gap, I feel like Regan's probably not pushing too hard and getting warnings. I take that back. He has another warning. So it says on my screen that he has 7 warnings, which means he can still get 2 more, no, 1 more before he will get another penalty. But I tell you something, that won't really matter, because Knight Rider is now 20 seconds behind. So even if Regan got 19 seconds worth of penalties, it's going to mean nothing. That's another 3 seconds for, or he called it there then. So he is very much in the clutches of Luca Serafini, but Luca Serafini can't keep it in a straight line. So I don't know if he'll benefit from this. He might get past and spin again. So we will see. Apologies, I don't know what's going on with my throat this evening. Apologies if I sound a little bit croaky, and if I keep pausing to try and clear it. It looks like the 2 ghosted cars at the back are still battling it out. Still a 3-second penalty for Brian Moore, and somebody's joined. It is Cookface, who has joined the lobby, and I'm going to listen in. Brian Moore, Lucas Orsini and Ollie Corlett are battling it out on track here. Lucas Orsini doesn't need to get past. We said this in the last race, didn't need to get past, but he still managed to crash somehow, even though he didn't need to get past for P2. But he'll want to get past. He'll want to prove his point. He'll want to show everyone what he's all about and what he can do. But it's a gap from first to second that I'm keeping an eye on. And currently, Knight Rider is not doing enough. He's got back a few attempts. If he can get back within 19 seconds, that will put Regan under pressure. I'm looking on my timing screen. It still says he has 8 warnings. 8 warnings for Regan. 1 more warning for Regan, and he will be in 19 seconds. Knight Rider is half a second out of that window. Oh, this is going to be spicy to the end. I feel like Regan surely will get that penalty. It's about what Knight Rider can do to get within that window. It's so tight right now. He needs a second. He needs a second on Regan. Looking at the previous laps there. Previous lap for the 2 drivers. It was a 1:21.6 for Regan, and it was a 1:21.3 for Knight Rider. That's 3 tenths. There it is for Regan. We knew it was coming. Knight Rider was 3 tenths quicker on that last lap, but he's managed to lose a whole bunch of time again. So I'm not really sure what Knight Rider's doing here, but he's not doing enough to get this win. And it looks like, bro, Lucas Orsini's pushing Ollie Corlett around the corner. He's getting impatient. Once again, he doesn't need to make this pass. He'll want to do it anyway, even if that means that he will get another bit of damage or a spin. You want to make this happen. Are they super softs? On Ollie Corley's? They are. They are super soft. So Ollie Corley needs to box again. I don't know what he was thinking with that. And how he's made super softs go 7 laps is pretty good. But he needs to box again. Unless I'm being silly. He started on, everybody started on super softs. So that is Ollie Corley's race. Very much in the bin. He will go behind Lucas Orsini. He's got behind him on his own anyway, as he's lost the back. Oh, I remember. He stopped twice because he changed his wing, didn't he? Luca is towards the Campos car behind and saying goodbye as he opens that DRS flap and then closes the DRS flap before the corner, actually. Is he giving the position back? I'm not sure what they're doing. Knight Rider, unfortunately, 21.6 seconds behind Regan. He will not have a chance at getting that P1, it would seem. Even if Regan gets another penalty, he's only 8 attempts within that 22-second window. But currently looking at it, he's not had another warning, Regan, since that penalty. So it looks like this will be the finishing order. That's a little skirmish of the wall there for Lucas Orsini once again. But he is very much past Ollie Corley. And I tell you something, he's within Brian Moore's penalty window. He's not. He's half a second out of Brian Moore's penalty window. If Brian keeps this... Brian. All you had to do was follow the damn track, CJ, and you'd have been absolutely fine. Lucas Orsini was out of your window, your penalty window, and that would have been a podium for you. But you had to go and get another penalty, didn't you? As Luke goes very wide there. Ollie tries to avoid him. Ollie might come back through. I tell you what, if these two continue to fight, then Brian might actually still pull off this podium. It's a big ask. And it's a big ask for Ollie Corley to get ahead on those super soft tyres. They must be screaming by now. But he's going to give it a go. And he brakes well too early there. Is he okay? What's happened there? But I tell you what, he's got a fantastic exit just off the Wall of Champions there. Luca is very much on his behind now. And he'll want to try and get back past. He's not going to be able to. Will Ollie hold him up here? Will he hold him up enough for Brian Moore to build the gap? Lucas Orsini is looking to get past as soon as possible. The two ghost cars at the back continue to battle. 3 laps to go then as Lucas Orsini threads it through turns number 3 and 4 and round into turn number 6. That one's 7.5 even though it's flat. I'll tell you what, this battle is heating up. The gap between Brian Moore and Ollie Corley currently stands at 12 seconds. It's 13 seconds that Lucas Orsini has in hand. So he needs to get past. And he doesn't have that gap anymore. Brian Moore will take this podium as it currently stands then. But what is going to happen between these two? And will Brian be able to not give himself another penalty? Ollie was very fair there, it has to be said, in Arvid Lindblad's Campos racing car. It's very fair as... Oh, Luca pushed him onto the grass there. That was not as fair as Ollie was with him in the... what do you call that? Lepingle? Hairpin? I don't know what you call that. I can't pronounce that. Into turn 10. But as we go into... Oh, another one for Ollie there. I wondered who that was. I'm keeping an eye on Brian Moore. Brian Moore has had another penalty. Another warning, apologies, since that penalty. He needs no more warnings. It's another one for Luca. Someone's going to get disqualified here. I'll tell you something. I think it's going to be Ollie Corley if he's not careful. But Luca's back past. He is too far away from Brian Moore, though, to steal that podium from him. That's a little tap on the wall with the rear right of the car. He survives that one. And Ollie Corley will want to come back very, very soon. The two ghost cars at the back still very close. We'll have a look at them later on the final lap. But as it currently stands, we are watching Ollie Corley hassle the back of the Williams liveried IRT Grand Prix car, who pushes Ollie Corley into the corner. He gets away with it though. No one has any issues. He does it again. These two are really hotting up. This is brilliant. And oh, he's going to try. It shows his nose there. And he goes very deep, Luca. It looks like he might pull it off. Will he push Ollie onto the grass again? Which won't be fair. You can't do that twice, Luca. What are you doing? Come on. Let Ollie have some damn space for you. But Ollie says, thank you very much. Luca's got the DRS open. What's going to happen as we go into the final chicane? Luca's going to hit the wall is what's going to happen. He's also going to try to hang it around the outside. He thinks better of that. Cuts the corner. And that is Ollie Corley who's going to keep ahead as it currently stands. This is so much fun to watch. It's raining on track. I've just seen that. It is raining on track. That would have made this spicy if this happened earlier. But unfortunately, that is not what's going to happen. I'm going to try and keep on board with these two as it currently stands. I'm not on board. I have this issue about saying on board. I don't mean on board. I'm off board. But yeah. But let's, I tell you what, let's give Regan Harding some screen time. He's come here. He's never been on the podium. It's been his dream to be on the podium in APC. This may not be the main APC season, but I tell you something, Regan Harding would be very happy to win here in Canada for 2026 APC Social Challenge 2026. I've said the year twice, and I've said it twice because Regan's won twice. He won in the feature, he won in the sprint, and he has been utterly dominant here in this race. Knight Rider, what could have been as he hits the wall of champions there if he had not disconnected at the start of the race. But he comes along in the second position. Someone's facing the wrong way. I think it's Ollie Corlett, but let's see Brian Moore as he takes the final spot on the podium. Well done, Brian Moore and his teammate for next season. Regan Harding won that one, so they'll both be very happy about that. Lucas Saraceni then looks like he just got ahead. Oh god, he's got no front wing and he locked up. Looks like he just got ahead of Ollie Corlett in the hairpin. Although, was it nice? I don't know. We didn't see it. Looks like it's going to give him the position, but it's going to mean nothing as Ollie Corlett has more penalties. So let's run you back through the order then while I'm listening to the chat and see what they're all talking about. And it looks like it's just Regan who's just celebrating his win, really. So let's have a little look at the podium then. It's going to be Regan Harding in the Dams car on top. It's going to be Knight Rider in second, and it will of course be Brian Moore in third position. Let's have a quick rundown of the order. Regan takes a clean sweep, race winner, fastest lap, driver of the day, and most overtakes. The only one he doesn't get is cleanest driver, which is Knight Rider, but he didn't even drive the car for a few laps. Regan gets the most points there then. That's fantastic showing from Regan. He wins them both, and he gets fastest lap in both. That is the clean sweep. It's not the clean sweep, apologies, because you get points for qualifying here, which went to Knight Rider. He also got 8 points in sprint and 18 points in the feature race. Brian Moore, fantastic podium in the feature race there. He also gets the third most amount of points of the evening. That would be Lucas Saraceni next. It's going to be Ollie Corlett in fifth. It's going to be Owen Baldero in seventh, and Suspension 4177. It was fun seeing both of those cars battle each other, but that is going to be that. Well, that was a fun one, wasn't it? I very much enjoyed that one, and I very much enjoyed another fun 2026 social challenge. I am listening into the Discord channel. I'm going to mute it for a second because it's distracting me. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And let's just quickly remind you then of the calendar. Hopefully we get no more cancelled races. Next time out, it will be the brand new track, the Mad Ring, in Madrid on the 7th of July. So that one should be fun because they've never raced each other there before. And I'm looking forward to seeing what those drivers are going to do. And then we'll finish off this social challenge on the 14th of July in Circuit of the Americas, where rules will be turned off. And that one I am looking forward to the most. So it all is left for me to do is to say thank you for joining us for race number 3 of the 2026 social challenge. And I hope to see you next week. But until then, it is goodbye.
Underway. Stamps' authority once again.
My word, this could go wrong. On the brakes, goodness me, what a launch!
Look at that.
It just all comes down to this.